There comes a moment in every man's life, quiet, unannounced, when something inside simply breaks. It doesn't arrive with alarms or chaos. No affair caught in the act. No shouting, no shattered dishes. Just one careless remark. And suddenly, everything shifts. It happened to me on a Saturday night. At a party I never wanted to attend. Claire insisted we should make an appearance. At Mira's birthday celebration. Her coworker, someone I'd met once. Too loud, too cheerful, always performing. Claire spent nearly an hour getting ready. Half that time criticizing my clothes. Like a fashion judge on trial. "That shirt makes you look responsible," she said. Sarcasm dripping from her smile. That should have been my first warning. Subtle, but sharp enough to cut if you looked closely. The party was chaos. Wall-to-wall strangers. Bodies brushing past. Music pounding. Glasses clinking. And laughter I wasn't part of. People laughed too loud, too long. The kind that hides discomfort or too many drinks. It was all noise, a carnival of forced joy and cheap perfume. Then Mira, clearly tipsy and bold, grinned and slurred. "Let's play truth or dare." We groaned, but nobody refused. Alcohol always lowers the threshold for stupidity. I smiled for Claire's sake, though the idea made me feel like we'd all fallen into a teenage time warp. Then Mira turned to Claire, voice rising above the noise. "Truth," she declared with mock drama, pointing right at her. "If you could trade Gavin for anyone else, who would it be?" The room burst into laughter. They expected a harmless joke. I smiled automatically, but the air around me changed. Claire flashed a grin too wide, flipped her hair, and chirped, "Trade? Easy. Elias from spin class. At least he listens." The crowd roared. Someone spilled a drink. Mira howled like it was comedy gold. Claire winked at me, pretending it was all in fun. I laughed too, but it sounded hollow. A dry, empty sound that didn't belong to me. The kind you use to hide the sting, to keep your pride from bleeding out in public. And somewhere in that moment, something cracked. The rest of the night blurred. Claire kept drinking, kept laughing, and, right on cue, like fate mocking me, Elias walked in. Her face lit up, glowing in a way I hadn't seen in years. And I stood there, invisible, holding a drink I didn't want, realizing I'd become a background character in my own life. The drive home was silent. No shouting, no accusations. Just quiet unraveling. My hands gripped the steering wheel, her eyes fixed on her phone, humming like the night meant nothing. Inside, she kicked off her heels, headed to the fridge. "You're mad," she said casually, twisting a water bottle cap. "I'm not mad," I replied. "I'm just wondering when I became the joke." She laughed, low, bitter. "Don't be dramatic. It was a game. You chose Elias. It was a joke." "Did you mean it?" That stopped her. She turned, eyes sharp. "Seriously, Gavin? You're twisting this. Are you talking to him?" She hesitated, just a flicker. "And if I was," she snapped, "would you even notice? You haven't seen me in months." I stepped closer. "You're right. I didn't notice until tonight." She slammed the bottle down. "We're just stuck. Every couple hits rough patches." "This isn't a patch," I said quietly. "It's your exit." She said nothing, just fuss with random things, straightening junk mail, fixing what wasn't broken. I didn't say another word. I went upstairs. She never came to bed. The next morning, her side was cold. We weren't in a slump. We were done. The days that followed felt ghost-like. Empty routines, silent meals, a dead marriage on autopilot. Then one Thursday, I came home early. Her phone lit up on the counter. "Had a great time today. Miss you already." That was enough. No scandal, just the truth laid bare. She walked in moments later. Saw me standing there, the phone between us. "What are you doing?" she asked. I slid it toward her. "You're overreacting," she said. "Friends can say they miss each other." "Still," I said, "you had lunch with him?" "Yes, Gavin with Elias. Because he listens. Because he sees me. I leaned back. Then go where you feel seen. Her face twisted. Anger, disbelief. You'd throw everything away over a few texts? No, I said. You did that when you stopped choosing me. She stormed out, no apologies. Just heels and fury. The door slammed, and a picture frame tilted on the wall. But strangely, I slept better than I had in months. When she returned the next day and saw her belongings in boxes, she exploded. You can't just pack up my life. You left, I said. I'm helping you finish it. She stared at me like a stranger. We can fix this. You can't fix what you abandoned. Weeks passed. I found peace in solitude, comfort in the silence. She once filled with criticism. Then one evening, I saw her sitting on the porch, eyes red, mascara streaked. Please, Gavin, don't do this. I kept walking. You're ending this over one mistake? I turned, met her eyes. It wasn't one, it was everything. The silence. The jokes. The way you looked at him, like I didn't exist. She cried, and for a second, I saw the woman I'd married, just for a second. Then I handed her the divorce papers. This isn't you, she whispered. Maybe not, I said, but this isn't us anymore either. She didn't argue. She walked away. And this time I didn't follow. There's clarity in the aftermath. The air feels lighter. Time moves differently. I started breathing again, really breathing. Claire kept texting, miss you, please. But I didn't miss her. I didn't reply. And one day, I finally deleted her number. Not out of anger, but peace. Because sometimes, it only takes one careless laugh in the chaos of a party to reveal what's been broken all along. And once you see it, truly see it, there's only one question left to answer. How far are you willing to go? To become yourself?